Luis Fernando Mesquita is a doctor with the head of an inventor. For 15 years, this former obstetrician, now psychoanalyst, had the idea to create a natural drug to protect our body from infections and increase our immunity. The concern started with patients who had HIV. If it seemed an impossible dream, today is no more. The medicine has already become a reality and is being called for now the Zimduck. What we have found is that humans may have rescued their immune response. Once I asked, what is Zimduck against? The Zimduck is not against anything. It just makes your body regain its natural immunity. The drug has been patented in Brazil and abroad and aroused the enthusiasm of many researchers. One group carries out studies with Zimduck at the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro.
Zimduck is a new product, a national product.
Zimduck is all natural with no chemicals. It does not replace anything in your body. It stimulates a better operation of what we already have. We believe it does work.
What is behind a so promising drug is a simple yet extremely rich ingredient. Scientists were inspired by the best remedy that a mother can give to her child: breast milk. When breastfeeding, the woman transfers to the baby not only nutrients but also antibodies, defenses that will make it much stronger. Milk is a source of immunity. Newborns receive doses of protection against diseases not only during their childhood but for life. So it is with us humans, and so it is with other mammals. Scientists do not actually start their work in the lab, but in the countryside where they collect the raw material for the production of Zimduck. According to scientists, the power of the drug relies precisely on the combination of milk from several mammals. Each of those animals presents a different load of antibodies. The formula is a mixture of milks from goat, sheep, cow, an unrevealed fourth animal, which is, for now, one of the formula's secrets.
We can conclude that with the milk from this fourth mammal, a stable formula is achieved. Until the perfect combination was reached, numerous tests were performed. Now it can be produced without any chemicals. The body best recognizes things that are natural, like natural molecules. And if you think, for example, in milk, there are a number of milky proteins that have its respective receptors in the body. The drug is applied by intramuscular injection, and the phase 1 clinical tests have been successfully concluded by now. This phase of the research proved that the milk-based product is safe. In all, 30 adults have tried the drug once a week for a month. Tests have been performed on healthy volunteers who, as any one of us, carry one or another health issue.
I used to have respiratory allergies, constant colds, flu, and constant urinary tract inflammation.
I had constant colds, also occasional urinary tract infection. This mechanical engineer and this executive secretary both tested Zimduck in 2003. Volunteers who participate in research with new drugs cannot be identified, but they can tell us their experience. It has been 5 years without influenza.
That means not catching even a cold in 5 years?
Yeah, in 5 years.
It's a striking effect. And what about urinary infections?
It was a year and a half without infections.
Today, 7 years later, how do you feel? I feel great, especially for the fact that I got rid of those troublesome inflammation and allergic respiratory disease. I do feel great. Medicines, no more. No longer. For these at least.
What happened to the body of the volunteers was observed in the laboratory. Blood tests left the biologist impressed with what he saw. The amount of natural killer cells drew his attention. Natural killer cells are the ones that protect us from infections caused by viruses such as influenza, herpes, and hepatitis C. Those are cells which increase our immunity. First, look how this space here is kind of empty. After administering Zimduck, Look how it filled.
How long did it take for this?
1 hour after application of Zimduck.
So how many times we can say that these cells were multiplied?
In this case, 8 times.
It is as if you have become younger. No doubt. Just like that? Yes, somewhat like that. It's an overall gain. You're happier. It improves your entire life. Did you feel that right after the first application? Right after. What Zimduck represent to you?
Zimduck is a remedy that raised me to another level of life, that helped me get a better quality of life. Doctors think that the remedy works the following way. It stimulates the adrenal glands to release a hormone called SDHEA. This hormone has nearly 150 functions in our body. One is to increase the amount of natural killer cells in the blood. There's more. As this substance begins to diminish at the age of 25, the remedy would also help to reduce the effects of aging, increasing, for example, the vitality. The first application, and the simplest one, would be the menopause, for example. Now scientists want to test the drug in patients with AIDS. The most fantastic application is against viruses, and HIV fits perfectly. It would cause your body to respond, to start reacting. It takes your hand and strikes the enemy, since you don't have the strength to do it. For now, the future is uncertain. To this moment, scientists have paid the costs of the research with their own funds. But the second phase is much more expensive, and for years they have been looking for sponsors. Even so, the father of Zimduck never loses his enthusiasm. What he promises is certainly a revolution, to teach the body how to defend itself again.